Okay, Butter. Here's how you subtract from zeros. I don't know if your teacher calls it borrowing or regrouping. I think they use regrouping now. But anyway, the problem is when you split these up. Let me get a skinnier pen. Is that as skinny as I can get it? Whoa. So in that first place there, in the ones place, you've got 0 minus 1, which you can't do unless you regroup from you look over here at the 8. So you can borrow from the 8. My pen's too fat again. There we go. So you can borrow from the 8, which makes that a 7. The whole point of borrowing was so that you could regroup that 10 to the ones place. So what it does is it basically just adds 10 to the previous place. So it adds 10. Well, 10 plus 0 is 10. So now instead of thinking of it as 0 minus 1, now it's 10 minus 1. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 7, because it wasn't 8, but now it's a 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. Hey, Ren. Then we run into the same thing over here with the 0 minus 9. You can't do that. So you gotta borrow from the 2. So now the 2 is, we're gonna borrow 1, so it's a 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. And the whole point of that was so we could add 10 to the previous place. So now it's not a 0, it is 0 plus 10, which is just 10. So now I got 10 minus 9, which is 1, and 1 minus nothing, which is 1. Okay, so now let's move over here to number 2. Okay, I'm gonna break the problem up again. Oops. Like this. Okay, so we can't do 6 minus 7. So we look to borrow. The problem here is you can't borrow from a 0. So you just kind of keep like zooming out. So instead of looking at the 0, you zoom out. Now you got 0, 0. Well, you can't borrow from 0, 0. So you zoom out again. And you got 3 zeros. You can't borrow from that. Then you zoom out again. And you got 3,000. 3000. You can borrow from that. And if you borrow from 3,000, 1 from 3,000, you get 2,999. So that lets you add 10 to the 6. 10 plus 6 is 16. So now I got 16 minus 7, which is 9. 9 minus 9, which is 0. 9 minus 8, which is 1. 9 minus 1, which is 8. And 2 minus 2, which is nothing, but you don't have to write that. So your answer is 8,109. Okay. Alright, now on these decimal problems, you don't want to forget to bring that decimal point down into your answer. So bring that down there. Okay, now you can't do 0 minus 7. So you look over here and it's a 2. Okay, we can borrow from a 2. that will become a 1. Which lets you add 10 to the previous place. 0 plus 10 is 10. So 10 minus 7 is 3. And oh poop, we got 1 minus 3, which we can't do. So we're going to try to borrow from a 5, which we can. If we borrow 1 from 5, that makes 4. Which lets you add 10 to the previous place. Add 10. And now it's not a 2, remember. It's not a 2. We scratch that out and put a 1. So we got 1 plus 10, which is 11. I'm just going to add another 1 in there. So it's 11. So 11 minus 3 is 8. And 4 minus nothing, which is 4. So, well, we're talking about money, so that's $4.83. Let's see, I'll do one more here. Are there any, like, super hard ones? Or are they all kind of the same? Yeah, they're all kind of the same. So I'll stop there. Alright, see you, butter.